Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm happy to tell you about the third stimulus payment. The President-elect, Joe Biden, that will be inaugurated on Wednesday, 20th of January 2021, that's like 5 days from now, has unveiled the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan with $1,400 direct payment to your account, an excellent federal unemployment benefit. Guys, this is a full story that I can't wait to explain to you each of the items that's contained in the stimulus package. I will explain it in a very detailed perspective, step by step, in a way that it will be easy for you to understand and to take advantage of it. I'll take you through each of the items on the package, including the stimulus check, the unemployment benefit increment, the increase in minimum wage, the assistance to local and state government, and we'll also dive into how the money will be useful in combating the pandemic. And I'll be closing with the effect for parents that have children, how the credit offer will make your life way easier. Before I start divulging the information in the stimulus plan, ensure you subscribe to my channel and like this video so that when I give updates and even when the payment will occur, you'll be the first to be notified. Let's hear from the president himself on this $1.9 trillion package he has for Americans.
And so tonight, I'd like to talk to you about our way forward. A two-step plan of rescue and recovery. A two-step plan to build a bridge to the other side of the crisis we face to a better, stronger, more secure America. Tonight, I'll lay out my first step, the American Rescue Plan, that will tackle the pandemic and get direct financial assistance and relief to Americans who need it the most. Next month, in my first appearance before a joint session of Congress, I will lay out my Build Back Better recovery plan. It'll make historic investments in infrastructure, that Build Back Better plan. Infrastructure, manufacturing, innovation, research and development, and clean energy. Investments in a caregiving economy and skills and training needed by our workers to be able to compete and win in the global economy of the coming years. Moody's, an independent Wall Street firm, said my approach will create more than 18 million good-paying jobs. We'll also do everything we can to keep our educators and students safe, to safely reopen a majority of our K-8 schools by the end of the first 100 days. We can do this if we give the school districts, the schools themselves, the communities, the states, the clear guidance they need, as well as the resources they need that they can't afford right now because of the economic dilemma they're in. We need to make sure that workers who have COVID-19 symptoms are quarantined, and those who need to take care of their family members with COVID-19 symptoms should be able to stay home from work and still get paid. This will reduce the spread of the virus and make sure workers get the support they need to maintain their families. But we need about $400 billion in funding from Congress to make all of what I just said happen. It's a great deal, but I'm convinced we are ready to get this done. The very health of our nation is at stake. Our rescue plan also includes immediate relief to Americans hardest hit and most in need. We will finish the job of getting a total of $2,000 in cash relief to people who need it the most. The $600 already appropriated is simply not enough. You just have to choose between paying rent and putting food on the table. Even for those who've kept their jobs, these checks are really important. We'll also provide more peace of mind for struggling families by extending unemployment insurance beyond the end of March for millions of workers. That means that 18 million Americans currently relying on unemployment benefits while they look for work can count on these checks continuing to be there. Plus, there will be a $400 per week supplement so people can make ends meet. This gets money quickly into the pockets of millions of Americans who will spend it immediately on food and rent and other basic needs. As the economists tell us, that helps the whole economy grow. will also tackle the growing hunger crisis in America. We will invest $3 billion in making sure mothers and their young children have the nutrition they need. This will not only meet our moral obligation we have to one another, but will also spur our economic growth, get restaurants and workers back on the job. It will ensure that vaccines are administered and schools can reopen. Vice President-elect Harris and I have been speaking with county officials, mayors, governors of both parties on a regular basis. We're ready to work with them, help them get the relief they need. Our rescue plan will also help small businesses that are the engines of our economic growth, our economy as a whole, the glue that holds communities together as well. But they're hurting badly. And you realize they account for nearly half of the entire total U.S. workforce. Our rescue plan will provide flexible grants to help those hardest hit small businesses survive the pandemic, and the low-cost capital that will help entrepreneurs of all backgrounds create and maintain jobs, plus provide the essential goods and services that communities depend upon. All of you have fallen on hard times. I know you can never get back what you lost, but as your president, I know that every day matters and every person matters. I want you to know, I give him a word, I see the promise as well. We've seen clearly what we face now. And I remain so optimistic about America, as optimistic as I've ever been. We have everything we need, but the will must be demonstrated. So come Wednesday, we begin a new chapter. The Vice President-elect and I will do our best to meet all the expectations you have for the country and the expectations we have for it. I'm confident. I am truly confident. Together, we can get this done and come out better off than when we went into this crisis. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Whoa, that was a great and excellent speech. You heard from the president himself. I'm so impressed with his concern for Americans, and hopefully the Congress would allow him to implement all these great plans he has for us. Let me start with the stimulus check of $1,400 that is paying to most Americans. Some of us collected the first stimulus check, which was about $1,200, and the second stimulus package that was paid in January, which was about $600. Good news, this is the third stimulus package and is bigger than the first two that came earlier. This is $1,400 to be paid to qualifying Americans. This will be a direct deposit into your account to make it fast and quick. The purpose of this pay is to bring the total relief to $2,000. You heard him, he said that of course, that the $600 is not enough and that he has to finish the job to make it $2,000 that the Democrats have always been a fan of. The only problem he could have would be the Republicans if they will agree with him on this stimulus package. But I think this is a great plan that they should be more understanding and help him to achieve it. I love the fact that he called his plan the American Rescue Plan. At this moment, when the health of the nation is being threatened and a lot of people are suffering and in poverty, this is a good and a nice move. The $1,400 paycheck will be coming likely in March or April. But of course, I would prefer that it comes in March. More information on that later. When you are filing for your tax return, ensure that the details are correct to avoid the money being sent to your wrong account and avoid story that touch. This is not the kind of money that will be telling stories. So as soon as they're paying it, I want you to be the first to get alert. So please ensure that your bank details are correct. Another great thing that the president-elect said is the increment of the unemployment benefit from $300 to $400. And he's not only extending it for 2 months, but till the end of September. The main purpose of this third stimulus check is to sustain family and stimulate the economy back until vaccines are widely distributed. I like the fact that he's very keen on getting the vaccine were distributed to everyone. And I think that is not just a short-term solution, it's also a long-term solution so that people can get back to work and start making money as they want. Yes, I love the fact that the minimum wage will be increased from the current $7.25 to up $15. Americans deserve to be well paid, especially at times like this. People that work 40 hours per week should not be classified as poor people in the country anymore. So by boosting up the minimum wage by more than 100%, that's a kudos if this bill will be implemented. But you know that whatever has advantage has disadvantage. So the problem it will incur is that some employers use the number of people in their payroll, thereby leading to more people applying for unemployment benefit. This will increase the cost of running the government. I would prefer that if Joe Biden can give us a better detail of how he plans to increase the minimum wage without increasing the cost of running government. He also plans to extend the eviction and foreclosure moratoriums until the end of September. You can see that the end date of most of this plan is the end of September. So he's hoping by September, COVID-19 will be a thing of the past for our country. And I'll be happy. I'm also sure that you too will be happy if COVID-19, coronavirus, is eliminated, evicted, thrown out, whatever that can be done to it, let it be done. We want to live again. Another big item in this $1.9 trillion is the $440 billion grant and loan programs for state and local communities. We know that the state and local government employs about 13% of Americans. So by giving them this boost, they will stop following workers and will help them to run better and more efficient. We know that the revenue of state and local government has been significantly affected by COVID-19. So by giving them this huge grant, I think it will resuscitate them to keep their employees and improve the general well-being of their constituents. I'm also impressed that schools are not left out in his plan. The plan includes a $117 billion funding for schools and higher institutions. He wants to ensure that the K-12 schools will be open as soon as possible. About $130 billion will be used for school reopening, while the rest would be strategized to help people in distant learning, online learning. It's a big plan. And I cannot wait for him to give us a step-by-step detail on how the money will be distributed and the plans implemented. Yes, the heart of discussion is coronavirus, how Americans will get back to their feet. And the easiest way is to fight and defeat COVID-19. The plan includes a $160 billion investment in funding for a national vaccination program. This will include $50 billion spending towards COVID-19 testing, $40 billion in protection gears and deploying emergency, $20 billion towards a national vaccine program in partnership with states, localities, and tribes. Further on the list, he also planned to give an extended 14 weeks paid leave for workers that are sick or are taking care of people that are sick during this era. During this period, they'll be paid about $1,400 in order to maintain their cost of living. And now, this is the great news for parents. The plan includes a child tax credit of about $3,000 for a child. So, if you have a child, the government will be giving you a tax credit of about $3,000. If you have 2 children, it becomes twice of it. If you have 3 children, it becomes thrice of it added to your tax credit. And if the money exceeds the tax you will pay for the year, it will be given to you in hand or sent to your bank account because this tax credit is refundable. All this I've explained is for children that's 6 years old and above. But for children that's less than 6 years old, instead of getting $3,000 for a child, you'll be getting $3,600 for a child. So if it's 2 children you have, you get double of that, which is about $7,200. Overall, this is a great plan, and he plans to achieve it within the next 100 days of his tenure. So I'm hopeful, and I'll keep you updated on how far we have gone with each of these items on the list. So ensure you subscribe to my channel and like this video so that when I give updates and even when the payment will occur, you'll be the first to be notified. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.